Joshika Richmond. I come from United States, and I met Dr. Chauhan, and he is Babaji's brother, and he was teaching me Ayurveda. So Dr. Chauhan said, you have to just type in my brother's name on YouTube. Just type in Satya Narayana Dasa. You'll like him, you'll see. So I typed it in, and the very first video I heard him talking about Vedic psychology. And I went, oh, this is interesting, because I'm a therapist, and what he's talking about is very deep. So right away I started taking notes, and then the next day I went into work and I taught my patients what Babaji was talking about, and they started asking questions and understanding. So I thought, oh, this is something powerful. Actually, he said something very funny too. He said something like, something like there's no love in the world. And I'm like, what? There's no love in the world? And then he said something like, sex is just having an itch that you scratch. It's nothing more than that. And I was like, oh my God. Pretty much me and everybody in the whole world that I knew in the United States, all of our life was built on love and sex. And he just, in 2 sentences, squashed the whole thing. So I'm like, okay, this is deep. And Vedic psychology is a field of science that Babaji created, pulling together lots of information from different shastras, Bhagavad Gita being one of the main ones, Samkhya Yoga. And so he teaches very practically about the 4 different parts of the mind, manas, buddhi, chitta, ahankara, and how they work together to basically keep us stuck, just keep us tortured. Pretty much what I've seen is that there's this lack of love that everybody has. That's what Babaji teaches. That's one of the first teachings I heard from him that I was like, oh my God, So lack of love could be something very subtle. You could have wonderful parents and you could have a wonderful home, but if your parents are not emotionally attuned to you, if there's some sort of emotional neglect, that's enough to be a huge stumbling block on the path of bhakti. I have people, I think, come, including me, to this path of bhakti thinking, okay, well, I couldn't find love in the material world, so screw it, now I'm going to find it, in the spiritual world, instead of being like, oh, I need to actually have the experience of material love first. I don't mean like having a lover, but I mean of loving yourself, not in an egotistical way, but of caring for yourself, of attuning to your own feelings, of nurturing yourself in that way, before you can really do that in the path of bhakti. Otherwise, all of our wires get crossed on what love is and what love isn't. So Babaji, he teaches a lot about how to take what he's teaching, which is philosophical, and apply it in our daily life. And living in an ashram is an excellent way to try to practice what he's teaching. He teaches about how to, not have a big ego, how to respect everybody, how to try to work in harmony with each other, even if you have differences, those types of things. So every day we have opportunities to do that because we all go to kirtan together and we sing together. We try to be in harmony with that, Lots of different personalities come with different, ideas on how things should be. And then, so I guess that's, for me, I'm a very practical person. And so I try to take what he's teaching and apply it in my daily life. And so one example is, getting along with each other. One example is trying to just be peaceful and make sattvic choices, so I can understand better what he's teaching if I keep my mind in a sattvic state. From my basic experience and understanding, it's the ahankara, the ego. So I think I'm Joshika, the psychotherapist, and someone else thinks they're so-and-so, the so-and-so. And so everybody has their different ahankara, and then if our ahankaras don't match, there's going to be conflict. So until we kind of can put the ahankara down and say, okay, I'm actually not Joshika, the psychotherapist, I'm Joshika, the servant, I'm trying to serve my guru, and if we all agree we have the same guru and we're trying to get the same thing done to serve him, that's the only way. So it sounds easy, but it's totally not easy, so it's always, to me, introspecting on the ahankara. So I think it's an excellent opportunity to see your ahankara if you're into introspection and the practical side of things, because it's all day long. Your ahankara is going to get rubbed, but we all are getting polished. If you have an interest in spirituality, particularly bhakti yoga, I think this is a very beautiful place. It's a very nurturing community, and you can learn a lot and grow a lot if you come with that mindset.